got you Miss Dan here from the Ontario Public Library, and I hope you're having a happy day and a happy Valentine's Day, because this video is coming out on Valentine's Day. So I hope that you guys are all having a fantastic Valentine's Day. Maybe you had some special Valentine's Day breakfast, or you got to do some cool Valentine's Day stuff at school, or whatever you guys have going on for Valentine's Day. We are going to be doing our very super quick floating hearts Valentine's Day magic trick, sciencey magic trick. For our magic trick, we need to have a glass plate. So I have a clear one. I think it will also work on something that's ceramic, but this was a lot easier for you guys to see how the magic works, so we're going to do that. I also have a bowl to catch some water because we're going to use water in this magic trick. I'm going to use water that is in something with a spout. So I think that you could use a measuring cup or something like that, but I'm going to use my watering can. You need to have some dry erase markers. So these are the ones that go, not the washable markers, not the permanent markers like Sharpie. These are the ones that go on your whiteboards, if you have whiteboards at home or school or something like this. And the last time I checked, they had these at the dollar store. So everything else you should probably have except maybe the dry erase markers. So you want to make sure, if you've tried this a couple of times like Miss Dan has, to make sure that it works, that your plate is dry and that doesn't have any wet bits on it. So that's all the prep things that we have to do. So now we're going to go in and I'm going to draw hearts on my glass plate here, and I am going to make them float. After I draw them on a hard surface, they're going to come up and float up in the water with magic. It's basically the water that makes them float up off. But we're going to show you how it works, then we're going to talk about why it works. If you were going to do this as an actual magic trick and not as one of Miss Dan's sciencey magic tricks, you could say that you used some magic substance that wasn't water. But to know how to do it, it's just water. I'm going to take us down to the table and we're going to try out this sciencey magic trick. I have a purple, a red, a light blue, and a dark blue dry erase marker. And to do this, I am going to draw hearts on this plate with the marker. I'm actually going to do it flat on the table because it is 100% hard to do this while you're holding it. So after you draw your heart, you're going to want to fill it in with the marker so there's not any like spaces. So it looks like that. And since it's a dry erase marker, it kind of is sort of see-through-y. You don't want to go too heavy, like you don't want to go all over the place with it, because you just want it to be kind of a flat sort of color. You don't want to build up too much of the marker. And you guys can probably guess that you don't have to draw hearts if that is not your thing, if you want to draw a square or a triangle or a circle or whatever you want. But because it's Valentine's Day, we are doing hearts. Okay, so for right now, for this first time, we're just going to do 3 hearts. I'm going to do a purple one, a blue one, and a red one. And I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. So now I'm going to put this in my other plate because if I spill out water a little bit, I don't want it to go all over my table. I'm going to pour the water in really gently and a little bit at a time. You guys, this is why the spout is helpful. And it's going to hopefully pick up the hearts off of the plate so that they float. You guys want to see the floating hearts? All right, I'm going to shift positions once more so we can do a super close-up on the hearts. All right, so these hearts look like they are just still stuck on the plate, but if I blow on them, you can see that they are no longer stuck to the plate, that they're floating around in the water like magic. You can touch them, you can kind of pull them around the plate. They are fragile though, so if you touch them a lot, they're gonna kind of lose their shape and not be hearts anymore. But kind of cool, right? So that is a little bit, ooh, I broke my red heart. Oh no. So sometimes they don't come up all the way and it's a little bit tricky. And you might have to encourage them and you might just get one that just gets stuck on the bottom and doesn't want to come up. But you can see they do float around. And you can also, when you're done with them, just squish them up and they're just kind of disappear away. There's just a little teeny bit of marker that's left in there. So let's go back and talk about why this works. The reason why this works is because these dry erase markers are not soluble in water, which means water doesn't dissolve them. Like things that dissolve in water are soap, you know, like paint. Most paint dissolves in water. So it means like when you put water on it, it kind of like disappears and goes away. It mixes in with the water. But with the dry erase markers, they don't do that. So I'm going to do a little experiment about showing you how dissolving in water looks like. Because you saw how it looks like when it doesn't dissolve in water. So we're going to use this red dry erase marker and this blue washable marker. And we're going to see what happens when you put water on it. Okay, so back to the table. This time we're just going to use the pie plate and not the glass plate because I think it actually shows up a little bit better. You can see the colors a little bit better on this plate. So let's draw our hearts again. This one's the washable one. Remember, the blue is washable. And we're going to fill it in. Okay. And this is the dry erase one. We'll turn the heart the other way. Right, so now we have two hearts, the red one that's dry erase and the blue one that's washable. I'm going to get us right on top of it so you can see how this works. Okay, so remember the red one is the one that is the dry erase marker and the blue one is the one that is washable. So if we put a little bit of water, like we did before, remember, it doesn't really look like anything is happening to the red heart. But if we put a little bit of water on the blue one, look at it. It dissolves like right away because that is water soluble. So you can see, look, the red one is floating again because the water is just dislodging it from the plate. It's getting in between the plate and the heart, so it's making it float, but it's still keeping it intact. So the heart is still all together in one piece in the water, like that. So pretty cool. But there is something that will dissolve the dry erase marker, which is alcohol, like rubbing alcohol. And I will show you that really quick too. Okay, so now you can see I drew the heart again. And I'm going to take some rubbing alcohol. Actually, this is not pure rubbing alcohol. This is hand sanitizer because I didn't have rubbing alcohol here today. So, but have it in a little dropper. And it's not dissolving 100% like it did with the blue. But it's not floating either. I think it would do a little bit better if I had actual rubbing alcohol, but there is alcohol in hand sanitizer. You guys know that though. So now though, it's not floating. It's stuck again. But remember when I touched it before, it kind of like jiggled around? Now you can stick your finger right through it and it comes right off. because it dissolves in alcohol. That's the stuff that cleans it up. So that's the end of our floating hearts magic trick and science project. Alakazam, goodbye to our floating hearts. And one last thing about Valentine's Day. Make sure that you tell somebody that you love them or you like them or that you care about them, because that is kind of what the point of Valentine's Day is, right? That we take half a second to let the people that we love know that we love them. So I'm going to take a half a second to tell you guys that I love you, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you again really soon. So happy Valentine's Day. I heart you all with all of our heart stuff, and have a great rest of your week. We'll see you soon. Bye, you guys.